Hello YouTube. I'd like to kick this video off by talking about my life, because I think if you know about my life, you'll better understand why I think the way I think and my views on some things. So let's get started. First of all, like I said in my last video, my name is David. I live in Katy, Texas, and don't ever come here. God awful place. Boring as shit, and nothing to do for miles. Just avoid it. Anyway, my childhood was more or less perverted. Alright, so first instance happened within the same time period. Well, it involved two different girls. In daycare, there was a girl that during nap time would flash me her ass, believe it or not. So this continued on, and eventually she said, "Oh my god, let's go into the bathroom together," or something like that. But couldn't do it because we were doing like a timeout period crap, and only one of us could go at a time. So the next thing she tried was she basically took her pants off in this little house thingy we had in the middle of the classroom. Only we got caught, and since I was the boy, it was automatically my fault. Yay, sexism. So so we got both sent to the principal's office and the principal of the daycare, and she was writing up a little report thing to give to my parents, and I don't know what happened because my memory pulls a blank here, and usually my memory is really good at remembering this type of crap, but my memory pulls a blank here. I don't remember what exactly happened, but it was never discussed again. I didn't get in trouble. She never came back to the daycare, and my parents never found out, so. But I'm not going to question my good luck. So the second girl, I'm not going to mention any names here because I don't want the YouTube video to get taken down if they actually see it and know who I am. So there was another girl that used to live on my street, and her favorite game to play was hide and go kiss. And I was the only other kid on the street, so guess who she played it with? So she played this with me more than several times. Oh, sorry, I got something in my throat. I'll be swallowing a lot during the video, and Anyway, so the second incident was she had a friend. Again, not going to mention any names, but we were playing around my mom's back of my mom's truck, and she decides to get on top of me and more or less hump me because she thought that was sex. Because I guess she walked in on her parents. Don't know, but then her friend tried it. This was when I was like 10ish. So around when I was like 12, 13, I was up in my tree fort that my dad built in the backyard before he turned into a complete asshole. But I'll get into that later. So me and my friend Eddie were up in my tree fort with her, and she decides that she's just gonna get naked. And she does. Right in front of us. Yeah. So that happened. So I had pretty perverted childhood, and so that affected me. And I was a little perverted brat when I was in middle school, I'm gonna be honest, and that's probably the reason why. Anyway, so on to the rest of my childhood. My father had 2 kids before he had me, and that was years back. And he up and basically ditched them when he and his now deceased ex-wife had a huge fight. And he left them with her for years before he came back and tried to get them. However, one of them hated his ass so badly that she didn't want to go and stayed with my grandparents. And the other one decided to give him a second shot, and he more or less treated her as bad as he's treated me over the years. So father figure, he is not. And before You go and start trying to hate on my father. Don't. That's my job, not yours. Yes, I hate the man. Yes, I don't want him. He has cancer, and do I want him to survive personally? No, I don't. But me loathing him is just me. Don't get into it, please. And I'm gonna tell you why. My father, believe it or not, is actually not a bad human being. Well, no. He is, but he's not bad to anyone but his family. I mean, he's chummy with total strangers, friendly as all hell, talkative, social, but to his family, he's the dick. So, nice to everyone else, but his family. Don't ask me why that is. I don't know. Probably because he hates his mother. So, probably it has to do with his mother. I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I'm never asking him about it because he goes on this 40-mile tirade about how bad she was as a mother. Personally, I can go on a 40-mile tirade about how bad he is as a father, but he doesn't want to hear any criticism involving him, ever. He's just that way. He can't stand to lose an argument. He can't stand to be wrong. He's arrogant as all hell. And actually, let me give you an example of his arrogance. He thinks that here's a better example. If I brought someone that knew absolutely everything about everything, let's just say, for example, I don't believe in the guy, but God. Let's just say I brought God into the house. And if God is all-knowing, he knows absolutely everything about everything. My father would still think he could teach him something. That is his level of arrogance. Yeah, and yes, I'm atheist, if you didn't catch that. But he thinks he probably thinks he could teach God something. And when I say he hates to lose an argument, anytime I begin to bring up a relevant point that would defeat him in an argument, he leaves the house and threatens never to come back. That's how bad he hates to lose it. At anything, he never admits when he's wrong, and if he does, it's usually under a great deal of pressure to admit that he's wrong. Like, he's even tried to teach the doctors that are treating his cancer at the moment something, because he thinks he knows more than them. About medical stuff. I don't understand him at all. But and here's the funny thing. Me and my half-sister both came to the same conclusion about why he has rectal cancer. He's been such an asshole to his family over the years that he finally gets a literal pain in his ass. Yes, if you're wondering, yes, I think karma's a real thing, and I think it affects our lives, because I think the universe balances itself out anyway. So that would basically be karma. So bad things happen to bad people. Anyway, so my father, during my childhood, was more or less, during the first years, he was more encouraging and supportive of anything I would do. And, well, except one incident. Okay, so I was learning how to ride my bike, and when I kept falling down after he took my training wheels off, he flat out just gave up on me. Like, just said, screw it, go learn it yourself, I give up. And basically left me in the street and walked inside. That was like the only time he ever did something like that during my childhood, though. Basically, when I was in elementary school, I was basically one of the smartest little kids there. Like, I was on the debate team, I was getting hundreds on everything, I was on any type of support thing, anything you named, I was on it, and I was good at it. So he was fully supportive, fully encouraging, and that all changed. And I think I know why. Because recently my mom told me that the only reason he didn't want a kid in the house is because he didn't think a kid could succeed. And the only reason I actually exist is because my mom forgot to take the pill, and here I am. So my mother forgot to take the pill. Basically, I was a complete accident. Mistake, even. My father didn't ever want me to begin with, to the point that his name isn't on my birth certificate. So, while biologically I have a father, legally, no, I don't. So, he never wanted me to begin with. Frankly, it shows nowadays that he never really wanted me at all. He probably still doesn't, which probably explains his actions towards me during middle school, but this is the most shocking thing, and I think I've come up with something that reflects his actions. So, my mother recently told me, like I said, that the only reason he didn't want a child, and because in this household he didn't think a child would succeed. And for the most part, he was right. This household is absolutely shit. You would not want to grow up in my life, trust me. But I think he saw that I was succeeding, like during elementary, and I was going to carry that over into high school. In junior high, into high school. So he basically cut off all encouragement and just started dissing me at whatever I tried. Anything I tried, he said I would fail at. I was worthless. I shouldn't even try. All of that stuff. And this only ever happened after I got out of elementary and after I started to succeed at stuff. So I think he did it personally so he would be right, since he hates to be wrong. And if you go up and accuse him of that, oh hell no, he'll deny it. He'll deny everything about that, but I really think that's what happened. Anyway, so during middle school, he basically turned into the biggest jerk in the world, and he basically brought my confidence down to I have none. And anything I ever think I try, my head always says, no, you're gonna fail, don't ever do it, don't ever try, blah blah blah. It's led to me being basically antisocial, anti-everything pretty much. Like, nothing interests me anymore, I don't want to do anything. Like, frankly, I've never even had a girlfriend. Gonna be honest, gonna go out and say it. Never had one, can't speak to women whatsoever. My brain automatically thinks that I'm going to get rejected if I even try. So, before I even ask, so I don't bother. He basically put in my head, I'm going to fail at anything I ever try and do, so why bother to try? So, I really think that he did it on purpose so he would be right. And that is why I hate him. I still do. And now that he's gotten cancer and depends on me for just about everything, he's lessened a bit. But, overall, he's still the same. Just the other day he said he hoped I get the thing. Hope I get what he got. Which is rectal cancer. But, that's my childhood, and it's led to me being... I get depressed at times sometimes. Honestly, I really want him to apologize to me for what he did, but I know he won't. But that just about covers it for this video, I guess. About covers it from my childhood. The next video I post is going to be about people I have wronged and things I need to get off my chest and things I need to attest to. And things I need to apologize for that I've done to people. Because what I've done to some people isn't right at all. And I need to say what those things are, and I need to apologize for them. But that's about it for this video. Alright, I'm gonna go. Hope you liked it. Now I hope you understand me a bit better. Also why I talk so funny, kind of. Like, sentence structure wise while I'm doing these videos, because, I'm not really good at social interaction. Alright, so that's it. Peace.